Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Lux, and we'll be facing off against the Elder Dragon adventure from the Titans of Runeterra campaign. I haven't done this adventure in a while, and it is quite fun, so I figured I should do it. But to shake things up, instead of just taking 6-star Lux into it, I've turned on Defiance to disable the 3 highest star powers that I have, so it will be a 3-star Lux run instead of a 6-star one. Should make things more interesting. We shouldn't really face a lot of struggle. The fact is, most champions that can slot in the Comtech duplicator in this campaign have a generally easier time, because you start the game off with 3 extra mana, so you immediately start double casting spells. But our early game will still be a bit rough probably, and yeah, besides the Comtech duplicator, we have the Arcane Comet for the Falling Comet, so you have access to a 6-drop spell every turn at least, and Lux's Incandescent Banton for the extra mana, because no way we're saying no to extra mana. Your skills deal 2 extra damage. Unfortunately, we don't have skills. Mountain Speak is interesting, but I would rather pay the full cost for my spells. And Over Prepare just has no synergy for deck. Let's reroll. Fast Deal, Fixer Upper, Chilling Prophecy. Fast Deal helps us get through our deck faster. I guess it is decent enough. Card draw is always decent. And Fast Deal helps a bit with that. We don't get the card permanently in our hand, but it offers us some extra options while playing. I'll keep the Mage Seeker Conservator. We play Lux on the first turn. We can't follow up with a spell, unfortunately. But we don't need to, right? I could have played Succession first if I wanted, just so I could ramp up to 8 mana perhaps, but it might be completely unnecessary. Especially considering I can just do this. Do I want 2 units on board? My hand is quite full. Maybe the card draw was not the correct choice, because of how easy it is for us to generate stuff, or the cards for our hand. Like we just wasted the Golden Ages and the Final Spark. Let's just do this, get or try to empty our hand a little bit. We also ensure that the Lux won't die to this block. I can do Succession here. Let's just do double Succession. Double Succession will give us a bunch of 3/3s, and it will set up a potential kill on that. No, because he heals it up with the gems. Can still bait the opponent into, trading that in. Now he has no more units on the board. And just because I can, I'll use the Golden Ages to deal a little bit more cheap damage. Next turn I can go Remembrance, I'll fill up my board, and we should be able to kill the opponent quite easily after that. Let's just go for an open attack first. Deal the 15 right away.
My faith protects me.
And then we can remembrance. Perhaps the card draw was not the correct choice. Since we do start off the game with Lux already on board, we end up having access to the spell duplication right away. So we can start filling up our hand quite early with the Golden Ages and the Final Sparks. And that ends up being more of a detriment than a benefit. I'll make it work somehow. Now all we need is some good cards here. Ruination, do I need Ruination? I don't think so. Reinforcements is probably better. But then I don't want cards that fill up my hand. If it didn't have the Emperor's Favor, I would definitely pick up the reinforcements. As is, however, nope. War Mother's Skull. It's very expensive. It's probably not even that great. I have to reroll yet again. Stand United. That's a bit better. A nice combat trick. Gives us some protection. Makes it so we ramp up and develop the board. It's pretty good. Echo Action Nami. Tidal Wave. Double damage, but I cost one more. Draw at Champion. Double casting the Crashing Waves and the Colossal Wave is fun. Tidal Wave itself is a nice tutor. Nami is kind of meh. I guess she buffs up my units when I cast spells. Sure, let's pick up the Nami. Can't be too bad. Champion item chest, or spells chest. I don't want to deal with the Infernal Drake encounter. Let's just go for the other path. I don't think our deck would fare well against the constant burn. Tidal Wave, Stand United, Vanguard Sergeant. I'll keep the two spells. We can do Tidal Wave, draw into the Lux if we don't draw one right away, yeah. Considering we start off, or we have our power to refuel our mana after we cast the spell, I'm kind of inclined to just go for a spell here. I kind of want to do the Tidal Wave, but that will hit nothing. Let's see what the opponent does. The Tidal Wave deals 1. I guess it's good enough. We get another Lux. Next turn I can do the Prismatic Barrier to level up, not to level up the Lux, but to generate a... what's it called? The Golden Ages, that's the name of the card. I didn't want to look it up. I knew I could remember. But here I think the correct place to Stand United because it's a burst speed play. It generates a blocker, we ramp up a little bit. Ensure these two survive at least. We can chip away at one of the opponent's units. 2 to 4 different randomly targeted enemies. So it will be 1 to all twice. 1 to all twice, is that worth it? I guess. I'm only doing this because I have the prismatic barriers in hand. Can I make it so this Poro survives? No, but I make it so the unit dies. I guess I could have gone for the prismatic barrier on the Poro, but I didn't want to use it right then. It's fine. Just give the Lux barrier yet again. And that stops being a problem. And I even get to attack the opponent. I go for multiple attacks this turn. I'll do Mage Seeker, Conservator, Golden Ages, and I'll save up the spell mana for the next turn. Just attack with both of these. Or I can go for Coral Creatures. Nah, it's not relevant. We are already at 9 mana. 1 extra mana is irrelevant because we got 1 mana for the turn anyway. I wish I had a board wide buff. I don't. I can go for Nami. I'm going to go for the Nami. Waste the attune effect, but get a bigger benefit from having Nami on the board. At least this way I can start buffing up my units a little bit, increase our lethality a bit more, which is needed because the opponent's Nexus just has tough to protect itself. That's a problem. No damage from our spells and skills, and we have just used our our piece of non-damaging removal. I'll use the prismatic barrier for protection. Whatever gets blocked by the Petricite Charger will be granted barrier. Yes, I can also do this. Sure that happens. One takes 37. Let's give Lux barrier. Protector. This thing will take 6. It's going to stay alive. But I can win this turn. I just do this to rally. I think Nami was the correct choice. Even though Nami cares more about casting multiple small spells in the turn, the fact that we have the Chemtech duplicator means that we don't really have to worry about what type of spells we're casting because we're getting many casts anyway. Sleight of Hand. Let the officer mobilize. I'm picking up the mobilize. And any card that has a Brainworm is usually a thing I try to pick up because I love Brainworm. I love ripping cards out of my opponent's hand. It's a completely unfun mechanic in a PvE card game, or a PvP card game, but in a PvE one, you don't have to worry about the opponent's feelings. Battles of Fate. I might have made a mistake picking the spells chest encounter instead of the item or champion item one. I want Battles of Fate. Battles of Fate is a pretty good card. But so much card draw is bound to be a problem for me, right? Let's leave. I think it's for the best if I just leave. Do I want to cut any cards from my deck? I would probably cut some of the cheaper drops like the Bright Steel Protector. Or the yellow Ram Protege is probably the worst card in my deck right now. 5/7 for A 5744 is just not good enough. Yeah, let's go for the bottom path. Come over and Dragon is relatively hard, but we might be able to keep everything under control. I keep the Remembrance. I'll keep the Remembrance just because it's a spell that we can play next turn after we play Lux here. Or I don't play Lux here because I drew Nami instead. This is a big problem. How do I want to do this? Let's use the Mageseeker Conservators to cycle. Tidal Wave. Well, the Mageseeker Conservator is dying, but at least he did his job. Let's do Tidal Wave. Yeah, Tidal Wave is a tutor for a champion. And we got the other Nami. Mageseeker Conservator to cycle yet again. There's the Lux, finally. Unfortunately, we don't really have a good follow-up play here. I can use Sunk Cost to get rid of one of the opponent's units. But I really want to go for the Lux, so I'll go for the Lux. At the very least, Lux will help us block one of the opponent's attackers. And he has a lot of them. We take 11. It's actually the first points of damage we're taking in this run. But that's not too bad actually, since it's the first we're taking in general. Ooh, yeah, let's do double mobilize. Let's cheapen up these units in hand. Unfortunately, they're way too expensive. Now they're a bit more playable. Let's do Remembrance. Even if we draw two cards, it's fine. We're not getting any final sparks because our hand is too full, however. That's a big problem. I have to attack with something. It's actually a pretty good attack. We get rid of one of the opponent's units. Let's get Nami down. I can do the ebb and flow, but I don't want to do the ebb and flow. I want to preserve this spell mana for the next turn. I have to get rid of this Screeching Dragon, however. I have to get rid of every challenger unit the opponent has, in fact. In that case, Succession is probably the correct play. Succession gives us another rally effect and a final spark. Get rid of that thing, or this one.
I will find the Moonstone. I will save my people.
Yeah, we need to do this. We're wasting the units, but it's okay. And now Nami is also so buffed up that we can start attacking with her. The opponent's forced to block unfavorably. Yeah, we're establishing control of the board. Good. Next turn I can even do Sands of Time at burst speed. Get a final spark, get rid of the Screeching Dragon in case he tries to attack the Lux. Never mind, the opponent's trading the Screeching Dragon in. Everything's a-okay now then. I was worried for a second there when we didn't get the Nami or the Lux in our opening hand. You only got Namis. Turns out I had no reason to worry. No to that.
Let the tide carry you. Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry
Don't
you.
get final sparks, but it's fine. Let's do golden ages on the Lux.
Ride the surging tide. Let the
I
tide
think we can
carry
kill the
you.
opponent this turn, just on attacks alone. That's a very big crawling viper worm. I was considering going for the crushing wave. Still probably correct. The crushing wave gives us a final spark in the golden ages.
Let the tide carry you.
And we have a unit with barrier to block this massive unit from attacking. Oof. How do I want to do this? Final spark here.
Ride the surging tide. Let the top
Then we do Sands of Time, I guess.
rise with the surf. Ride the
Maybe I should have gone for one of the rallies first beforehand.
Let the tide carry you. Rise
But
with the
this
surf.
is probably okay. We'll be able to attack with the Lux and the Nami at least.
Illuminate the enemy.
Yeah, even if the opponent blocks like this, it's fine. We set up so that that thing dies. No, actually it doesn't die on attack. Well, I'll trade my weakest unit in then. I take 2, but it's okay. Let's buff up the auto rally again.
Rise
A single hit from the Nami is enough to close out the game. The opponent's forced to block Nami here.
in battle.
No, he blocks the Lux instead. Guess he didn't want to lose the Scuttlegeist. But now what do you do, opponent?
Surging tide.
You can only block either the Lux or the Nami.
Into battle with hearts aglow.
Yeah, it chooses to block the Nami, but Lux's damage is more than enough to close out the game.
Would it help if I apologize?
Yeah, we've got this in the bag. Shyvana can be a problem. Vanguard Sergeant, Radiant Strike, Sleight of Hand. Sleight of Hand, unfortunately, is only playable when we have Plunder enabled. And we're not really good at enabling Plunder, so that's a no for me. Let's cut the Laurent Protégé. I guess we don't really need the 4-drop. Then we can cut a card again here. Mage Seeker Inciter maybe? Pretty weak. The Bright Steel Protector is also on the weaker side of things, I guess. It's a decent enough blocker though. And when I play her, she also makes another unit a decent blocker because it gives it barrier. Sure, let's cut the Mage Seeker Inciter. Let's have our top end be all spells.
Enemies of Demacia will fall.
Pretty decent spells to boot. And we're already starting off the game playing Lux anyway. So it's not like we need to play 4-drops to build into the Lux. I'm only keeping the Vanguard Sergeant around because he gives us a 6-cost spell. Just in case we don't get one in our opening hand. Succession or Tidal Wave? I think we're fine letting Tidal Wave be discarded and shuffled back into the deck. Let's just do Succession. Make use of our power.
Caught unaware.
Get a blocker here. Good thing I did that because I definitely need the extra blockers here. Next turn, I hope the opponent doesn't go for an open attack. It's going to be a problem if he does. Challenger. He can't challenge the Lux and that would be a really big problem for us. Guess I can do this. This tutors two champions. One of them being a Lux. But that's way too much. This is probably better. Mostly in the sense that this will also fill up my hand with golden ages and remembrances. This way at least we guarantee that or we increase odds of not overdrawing the Lux, which is necessary because yeah, the opponent will just try to kill the Lux in any way he can. This will kill that unit before it strikes, right? Yep. So you can avoid taking damage here completely. Now the real question is, do I want to play another spell, get rid of that unit, or do I develop the Nami? I think the correct choice is to develop the Nami, just so that next turn I can, and this turn as well, I can start buffing up my units to increase my lethality. It's the succession, another final spark. Can probably get rid of the Kadagrin this turn once he blocks one of my units. 8 plus 4 is 12, so I shouldn't attack with the Nami just in case he decides to block the Nami with the Kadagrin. If he does decide to block the Nami with the Kadagrin, Nami dies. I guess she would grow because of the cast of the final spark anyway, so she would have still survived. Whatever, this is fine. Let's do this. Let's attack with the Nami because she has double attack. Force the opponent to block with the Kadagrin. Let's rally again. Make sure our end is relatively empty so that next turn we can do Remembrance and potentially win the game. I can probably just go for an open attack instead. Yeah, let's go for the open attack. Even if the opponent blocks with the Chow, the other units have more than enough. We don't need the extra damage from the Nami. Let's see what we get here. Focusing Crystal, yup. Picking up Focusing Crystal for Lux, definitely. It's not even worth it to look at the other options. Spellburn. That's funny, Lux usually has Spellburn by default. I guess I'll do it, just because we can chip away at the opponent's health quicker this way. Ocean Drake, or a Cloud Drake. Both annoying encounters, but I think Cloud Drake is easier to deal with. Let's just hope the opponent doesn't have all of his removal in hand so he can do the risky play we've been doing, which is drop Lux down on the first turn and then hope for the best for the following turns. No spells in our opening hand. That's a bit of a problem. Guess we have another copy of the Lux, so we'll have Lux's champion spell. So this is fine. I'm going to refrain from attacking here. As long as the opponent has mana at least. Okay, with him having no more mana, I think this is correct. I was worried about the opponent having removal for Lux. But it appears he just develops a massive board instead. It's not great, but it could be worse. Can level up Lux here by giving her barrier. Unfortunately, I can't stand United without a viable target. Can do this. Immediately get rid of that unit, and I keep my spell mana.
Pushing my
I also get a final spark to start chipping away at the other units. Unfortunately, I'm still taking 1,000,000,000 damage from everything else. Divine Draft. Divine Draft is not enough. Let's get rid of this thing.
no more holding back.
Do I play Nami here? I play Nami, I go down to 5 mana. I think I have to do
People
this.
are counting on me.
Please don't attack right away, opponent. The opponent attacks right away. At least I can do this. Gives us another final spark.
With the surf.
We're buffing up Nami this way as well.
I won't stand by.
Can minimize damage by doing this. I can go for the Ebb and try to gamble on killing the 3-2 to further reduce the amount of damage I'm taking here. And I don't think I can do that. Just do this. We'll force the opponent into blocking
I am
the Nami with the
I will drive back the darkness.
Cloud Drake.
Tide.
That's if he wants the Nami to not deal 1,000,000,000 damage to his face.
Surge forth.
Okay, blocks with the bird. Let's develop the Mage Seeker Conservator, give it barrier and just attack. He probably blocks the Mage Seeker Conservator with the
Carry you.
Cloud Drake, then
Tide.
he blocks the Nami with the Soaring Cartographer.
Surge forth.
It ensures he doesn't take damage. Yep, just like I figured. And that he doesn't lose the Cloud Drake in the process as well. Let's do Stand United. To Stand United, we get the final spark and then we attack with everything and the opponent dies.
Ride the surging tide. Illuminate the enemy.
Just like so. Now the only concern is the opponent has removal.
Surging tide.
He has Divine Drafts in his deck. Or is that not the card that... Yeah. Divine Whirlwind. Okay. He has that in deck, but it's not discounted, so you can't play 2 of them. Even if he played 2 of them, I don't think he had enough to clear the board enough to survive. I still took way too much damage on that encounter. We're down to 18 out of 54. Coral Creatures, I'm going to cut Coral Creatures from the deck at this point. Unfortunately, it has made itself unplayable. And we prefer the spells anyway. Shop. Any decent spells here? The Tain is interesting. Nice piece of non-targeting or non-destruction removal. It's basically the same as obliterating. Thrice-bound will summon a Vanguard Sergeant. Summon your highest cost shackles 3 times, which will be 6. Maybe this is not too bad. We actually get benefits from playing the shackles. I don't really care about the body on board. But the Fort Demacia is an interesting pickup. Nah, we are already at... Ooh, this is even worse. We already struggled with a full hand. That's why I didn't pick up the first option. And now we have a second fast deal. Yeah, no thank you. Fortunately, I have to move on without picking up everything in that shop, anything in that shop. Do I feel comfortable taking on the Peculiar Dragon? Not particularly. Let's avoid it instead. All I have to do is avoid throwing Lux into the capture effect that the Bodir has, and we should be fine. Keep the Nami and the Stand United. This might actually be a game where I play Remembrance on the first turn, or maybe go for Nami. Basically do anything but play the Lux. The opponent can go for Bodir here. Let's see what he does. Okay, he does Bodir right away. Now we no longer have to worry about the capture effect. If he goes for Bodir right away next turn, I will lose. But let's gamble.
Everywhere I go, the light follows.
If he doesn't have Bodir next turn, this is very good for me. I guess if he goes for an attack right away next turn, this is also a bad position to be in. Bodir right away. Can I even do anything? I can Falling Comet. That will give me the Lux back. Suppose it's better than nothing. Even if I don't get the final spark, or I get to capture the Lux, or I get to level up the Lux. Well, since the opponent's so keen on just playing the Bodirs, let's do this.
My people are counting on me.
I do this, I develop
What you're doing?
2 units that the opponent will likely capture before Lux. No, it won't. I was counting on the buff being enough to
Brighten up their day.
buff the other units so that they were stronger than Lux. But no. I still have plays though. Let's do Stand United. Protect our champions.
Ride the surging
This
tide.
levels up the Lux.
Pushing my limits.
We're wasting some final sparks and golden ages, but it's fine.
Ride the surging tide.
Let's do final spark here.
Rise with the surf. Let the tide
Buff
carry
up our units to the max.
surging tide. I will find the moonstone.
And then I'll attack with the Nami and the Lux.
A beacon through the dark.
If the opponent decides to go for another Bodir of Blackened Ice, I can and will. I was about to say I can and will Falling Comet the Bodir just so I can recuperate the Lux, but turns out the opponent preferred to Frostbite my units, which is actually worse for him,
Carry you.
because Frostbiting my units means he no longer has the option to capture the Lux. And Lux not being captured means I can just go for all the spellcasts I could ever want.
Rise with the surf. Ride the surging tide.
Let's get rid of that thing's spell shield.
Rolling tide. Heed my call.
Continue buffing up my units, thanks to Nami. And I'll spark here, get rid of that one.
Surging tide. Rise with the surf.
Let's attack with the Lux.
Surging tide.
We'll chip away at the opponent's board slowly but surely before extra attacks. Do Lux again? Yeah, Lux again. Eventually we'll be able to attack with the Nami
Surging tide.
once more.
Carry you.
Guess I can do this. Just Falling Comet that thing,
Ride the
ensure
surging
it
tide.
properly dies without having to use
Let the tide
any
carry
final
you.
sparks on it. And secure our attack with the Lux and the
Surging tide.
Nami.
Let the tide carry you. By the light.
Just like so. And by this point we have already closed out the game. We have 2 2 extra attacks on the back of this attack. No way the opponent's prepared to deal with that.
Let the tide carry you.
Just like so.
Begin in battle.
There. Nice and easy.
Would it help if I apologize?
Maybe I could have gone up against the Portia. Nah, Portia can get some very impressive first turns where they just fill up the entire board. It's better not to risk it when you're not confident. Yeah, definitely Spell Shield for the Lux. Let's prevent some of that removal from hitting. And for our last card cut, I want to cut another one of my units. I guess I'll cut the Bright Steel Protector. We haven't played that a single time, even though I've been trying to find excuses not to cut it from the deck. Mobilize, Nami, Lux, Mage Seeker, Conservator. It's a decent keep. We can go for Mobilize on the first turn. We drop down the Lux. We can follow it up with something else. Just do this. Reduce the cost of all of my units. Surely the opponent doesn't have removal for the Lux. Okay, that's not removal. I can just cycle the Mage Seeker Conservators.
You don't know what you're doing.
Ooh. The bane of my existence. I completely forgot this card was a thing that existed. And that I just absolutely despise it. At least I have Prismatic Barrier for protection. So we're safe this turn if the opponent decides to go for an open attack. That's fine. I'm going for this turn, I don't care. Let's get rid of that unit right away. We get the final spark in the process as well. The opponent probably attacks with something, okay. He's going to try and kill the Lux. It's his priority once all the spells resolve, right? I'm pretty sure that is the case.
No more holding back.
If it's his priority, then this is a mistake. Maybe. He might play something else first before all the spells finish resolving. He plays the Elder Dragon. Do I die here? That is the most important question. Let's see, Elder Dragon needs 75 to level up, right? 29 plus 15. This is basically 30, 30 twice. Yeah, the Elder Dragon's leveling up. Guess I can try to generate some blockers for the upcoming slaughter. And hope for the best. Maybe the Elder Dragon pulls one unit. Yeah, just like that. Well, we lose out on a lot of units, and the Elder Dragon gets very close to leveling up. But at least we're not dying. We're only taking 7 damage. And I guess I can do this. Put some pressure on the opponent by rolling with this high attack Mage Seeker Conservator.
As foretold.
Next turn I can do Tidal Wave. We have a Nami in the deck, so we can tutor for the Nami. Or for the... we have a Nami in the deck, we also have a Lux in the deck, so we can tutor for the Lux. Or try to tutor for the Lux. Does that kill the Nami? Okay, it doesn't. It's fine then. Let's just hope we hit the Lux here. Come on, Lux. That's the Lux. Perfect. Can do mobilize, rips the opponent's hand apart completely. So no more hand for the opponent. We should get to one final spark at least here. Yep. Can do this. We're not getting our double attack Nami going though. That's a problem. At least we're growing the Lux. Can go for 3 attacks with the Lux here. Hopefully they put enough pressure on the opponent to the point where he refrains from reckless aggression next turn. He probably just takes turns alternating blocks for the Lux, puts everything at a very low lives total. Then next turn we can hopefully... Actually, let's do this. Let's try and bait him into giving me another 6+ cost spell, just so I have more options for the next turn. Monster Harpoon. It's decent enough. If it weren't for the mana refund, I'd be upset, but it's decent.
I bet dragons. You can't frighten me.
That's perfect. This is an opportunity to kill the Elder Dragon, obliterating it completely. And all I have to do is deal with the units already on the board, which I can do quite nicely, unless he has another Elder Dragon in hand. Okay, that's not another Elder Dragon. And even if he drew the Elder Dragon here, there's no way... Yeah, even if with the discounts from the souls, it's not enough. He can play another Elder Dragon on the back of this. So unfortunately for the opponent, it's game over, I feel like. Let's give barrier to deal. Nami, Lux is already big enough. Full rally. The opponent still has a board, but yeah, he is not very keen on attacking. Considering he would lose his only defenses if he did that. Not even with that, really. Guess it's Deathless, not the complete revive. So the opponent's not interested in losing his only blocking unit. I think we can kill the opponent this turn quite easily. Just ensure that most of the units survive the first attack, so the opponent has no decent blockers. Without any decent blockers, he either takes the damage or blocks unfavorably, yeah. And now we're guaranteed a victory. Wait for the opponent to get the Cloud Drake back. He can draw, but it's not enough. No amount of card draw saves him. I can probably just kill him with playing... Yeah, I can kill him with just playing 2 Golden Ages in a row, but let's go ahead and hit him for 100+ damage. It went about as well as I expected. Like I said, Camtech Duplicator is very good in this campaign, because you can start off basically immediately casting double the amount of spells you normally would. It's nice for once not to do something extremely difficult. So yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.